I'm Friedrich from Bohlen, or just Friedrich. I'm German citizen living in Heidelberg. According to Germans, one of the most beautiful cities of Heidelberg, but leave that aside. I have a scientific background, studied biochemistry and PhD in neurobiology in Zurich, and have always wanted to become entrepreneurial in life science. This was driving me since I was 15 years old, and I'm a bit more on the molecular side. Today we call that precision medicine, which is a combination of molecular and disease and drug-related questions in the context of data science and AI. But again, leave that aside. And have a strong passion for drug development and drugs, and see with Orexo both the Subsolve legacy, but also the Amorphox expertise and technology, that this has a very strong potential to grow into new fields and markets and reach patients who could not be reached so far. I had the privilege in the last 25 years to found companies, to grow companies, to be CEO of companies, to be chairman of companies, selling companies, IPOing companies. So I think I've seen every position around the table. What attracts me with the chairman position, and what I see my role is to be a good link between management, the team, and the vision of the company, and help them to get this successfully developed and bring into the markets. And on the other hand, to understand and represent fiduciarily the interests of the shareholders and other stakeholders, to make sure that the company is not only prospering for itself, but also for the sake of those who have given the money and want to give the money to the company. What really intrigues me is that Orexo has both a strong fundament of a solid business, mostly, but not only in the United States, and on the other hand, a novel technology, Amorphox, from where the company can conquer into new fields and areas. And what I see as a nice combination of the two is the first products of the Amorphox technology, OX124, OX390, and OX640. But the first two, 124 and 390, so to say, taking the expertise and knowledge from the US business and from the markets over there, add a new deployment offering with the two, and then from that technology going into new fields and areas like, for example, vaccines. Yeah. Okay. Did you see it? Yes, of course.
And you heard yes, you can feel.
Exactly. The role of boards, I think, in the last 20, 30 years have changed a lot. Where in the past, boards were more to control or to be formal counterparts to managements. Today, I see the board as both as a enabler and partner of management and the team in helping them to develop and bring the strategy to the markets, while at the other side be a soundboard and be a kind of an disciplinator for the interests of the shareholders. But I think the modern interpretation of the board, and I'm glad that my colleagues in the board, I see the same thinking as I have, see ourselves as a group of people who help Nikolai and the team to succeed. I think in governances, I think every group has a certain field and main responsibility. And the board's responsibility, beside formal aspects, is to make sure that the available money, formally speaking, is intelligently and smartly spent with two aspects. The one is find new opportunities and conquer new markets and fields, and on the other side, manage the risk of the shareholders to have that money invested well. And these are not the only, but these are, let's say, the overarching roles that I think we have. And with the board composition, and the board composition has to be additive, like we don't need 3 people with the same expertise, but I see that we have very complementary personalities and expertise, and from that perspective I feel very comfortable in finding colleagues who have that expertise. And at the same time, let me also take the opportunity and thank James for what he has done in the last years and building and managing this team. And I want to preserve what he brought to the company and what he did good, and I hope I can bring some new and fresh ideas and elements to the board as well. Being in healthcare, I find very rewarding because you can help those who need it most. And Orexo is on the forefront with the existing products and with the products in the pipeline to reach such patients. I mean, patients who are at the risk of death on the one side, Subsolve, for example, but also patients in third world countries who have not the ability to get drugs because they're not stable, for example, and Amorphous can overcome that. And if you think that further, I see that based on the Subsolve legacy, there's a strong growth potential with new products through Amorphous, which, as I said before, not only will help patients, but shall grow the company and shall grow top line and, of course, shareholder value. And I think combining all these elements, this is what I think is my role to help here management and the company with for the future.